Now, let's look at your current situation. And I want you to understand this because it makes a big difference when you start applying this knowledge in your life. Take a look at the current situation. Now, choose an aspect of your life, right? You can have a different situation when it's about money. You can have a different situation when it's about relationships. There are people who are very happy in their marriages, in their relationships, but they struggle financially. And the other way around, there are people who are not struggling financially, nor in relationships, but they're struggling with their jobs, with their careers. They're not happy there, right? So there's always something that needs to grow, and there's always something that it's like perfectly fine. So I want you to take a look at your average. You can make an average current situation, yes, or you can choose one field in your life that you want to focus on. So let's see, if you choose one field, I'm going to choose, let's say I've already chose money. Yes. So I'm going to choose a different example. Let's say relationships. Let's say that, you are programmed in your subconscious mind to only look for people who are very much behaving like one of your parents, right? Your mom, your dad, and your parents, this particular parent that you don't realize you're looking for somebody like them. This particular parent had some really, some really negative, unwanted traits. Like, let's say they were, narcissists, or they had any kind of abusive behavior, and you tend to keep attracting those people that match that pattern, right? They look different, and you'll say, oh, I would never attract somebody who's behaving the same like my ex, right? They look different. You think that by appearance, and by the way they present themselves at first sight, at the beginning of the relationship, you chose a different thing now, but then it turns out that there is a pattern, and the behavior repeats. So this happens very often to many people, and it creates this vicious cycle, really. And so let's look at this, right? So step one, right? Subconscious programming, especially from childhood. We have created beliefs and values with which we are emotionally involved, right? So we identify with them. Even though at conscious mind level, you will say, I will never choose that again. I already made my mistake. I've learned my lessons, all that, you're still gonna, until you reprogram, you're still gonna choose them, because that's what we function on. We function on subconscious programming, right? Even though we say, oh, like, I would never do that, but we still do it because we are emotionally involved with that. And because without even knowing, we identify with certain programs. And so we are programmed. Then, right, we have this mindset based on our programs. We have this paradigm, like Bob Proctor used to call it. And the truth is that the way we think, right, it's based on our beliefs. It's based on these programs. The way we think at our conscious mind level and subconscious mind level, and we think in general, it's based on these programs, even if we like it or not. And then on top of that, we feel, yes, we feel based on these thoughts. And next, number 4, we act. We act based on our emotions, which are based on the paradigm, like the thinking, yes. And then the thinking is based on this old, very strong programming. And of course, the way we act will take us to more of the current results, right? To what we see now. Current result in my example now being that we keep attracting, or you keep attracting, the same person again and again and again, with a different aspect, exterior aspect, but inside and behavior-wise is the same person. So what's happening? When you get the same results without realizing, there is this part in your brain, and it's this part in your subconscious mind that will reinforce, will look for people, will look for opportunities, will look for situations to match what you exactly have had so far. You're going to look for it. You don't know it, but your brain and your subconscious mind are working together for that to happen. So you're going to reinforce those existing programs. This is the cycle. This is the current situation in many aspects of the life of many people. Excuse me. So with this being said, let's see now, how can we change this? We can change this and we can stop these repetitive cycles by using our higher mental capacities at a conscious mind level. First and foremost, yes, we can also do it by meditating and connecting to the supraconscious mind. But for the purpose of our masterclass, I want to give you an example on how two of these higher powers that you have at your conscious mind level can work together to create a different result, different reality for you. Yes. So you can take notes and you can write down if you want, and even make, like just follow along, make the steps one by one, note them down. So let's start with step number one. Start imagining and visualizing. What did I say, right? I said that we cannot, with the power of our imagination, we should not focus on what it is. And we should use this power and focus on what we want. Yes. So therefore, what we normally want, we cannot get because we don't think we deserve it, or we don't think we're capable of it. So most of the time, before you even create the image of the dream itself, like how would it be my life if I was a multimillionaire? You have to create the image of you. Instead of describing the life outside of yourself, how would it be? I would live in this beautiful house and I will do this and I will do that, right? Instead of that, focus first on you and create the image. Start visualizing yourself as the millionaire. How would you think? What would you wear? How would you behave? With whom would you spend your time? What are going to be your activities day by day? How would you spend the week, a month, a year? How would you grow this money? Like all these things that have to do with you. Yes, your image as a multimillionaire, as a millionaire. So create this in writing, and you will see that. And you always write it first person, present tense. I am a millionaire. I am living in a beautiful house. I am surrounded by multimillionaires who I share business ideas with, right? So it's first person, it's always happening now. It's not like I will. Yes, I will if. No, we talk about present. Yes, so you assume that image now. So you're going to write it down in your journal and on a piece of paper, and you're going to keep repeating it, right? You're going to repeat it. Why does it help to write it down? Because when you focus on writing down, and I'm not saying on a computer, I'm actually literally saying use a pen and a paper, because you focus so much, like your mind starts concentrating much more on that image that you're creating. Yes. And then you're going to have the vision, you're going to start seeing yourself. And at first it's going to be hard. Of course. Why? Because your subconscious mind is going to resist that. It's going to tell you all the time, like, you're ridiculous. Like, you're never going to be a millionaire. What are you thinking about? Like nobody in your family has been a millionaire. Who do you think you are? And it's going to keep telling you these things, but you have to ignore them and move forward. Yes. So you visualize, you imagine first your winner image, like Bob Proctor says, right? Like that image of you as a successful person, whatever it is that you want to achieve. And then you visualize, you start writing down and you visualize the image of your life, living this goal that you have, right? Living the way you want to live. Then you'll see that your subconscious mind, the more you do this, right, the more your conscious mind is going to think about it. You're going to start not only dreaming about it at night, not only focusing on it when you write in your journal or when you read it out loud, but you're going to start thinking about it and dreaming about it with your eyes open throughout the day. So your conscious mind is going to be full of your new image, of your new desire. This is what you want. Because now, yes, step 2 is to use the wheel, the power of your wheel, So you're imagining, and now you're using your will to hold on to these images of your desire fulfilled as much as possible, as long as possible. And when that happens, and you repeat and you repeat and you repeat for weeks and months even, yes, that's when, like at step 4, you start falling in love with these new images. Like I said, it's not going to happen right away. It's going to take time. But when it happens, it's going to feel different. You're going to start living that utopia, that new reality you just created. You're going to feel it. You're going to behave like this multimillionaire that you're not yet, but it doesn't matter because now your mind thinks you are, and you think you are, and you know you are, because you, we said at the beginning, you are this abundant energy force. So it's going to feel great because you're getting closer to who you truly are. So yeah, you start falling in love with your dream, with your desire, with your image. And then your subconscious mind is going to receive this, right? That is receiving this, this new desire image, is creating this emotion. Now it's a positive emotion. And it starts vibrating different messages and commands to the body. And therefore, the body is going to act based on these new messages. Yes, it's going to act differently. It cannot act the same as it did so far unless you allow it to. But it doesn't work. It doesn't work like that anymore because now you're feeling different. You see, the emotions are the key. You're feeling different. And when you feel different, you act different. It's impossible to act the same. Trust me, it's impossible because it doesn't match. Then there are universal laws that make sure that this is in place. Yes, the law of vibration, the law of attraction. If you feel great, you're going to vibrate really high. You cannot attract anything down here. You're going to attract what matches your level of vibration. And now it's higher. So of course, you're going to get new results. This is how you can use these 2 high capacities at your conscious mind level, imagination and will, together to reprogram. This is how you reprogram.